Fun's over.
Yes, John, I'm fully aware, but this merger has to happen today. No, there is no exceptions. Look, they all contractually agreed to do this. If they back out, no. If they back out, call John, our lawyer. You understand? It doesn't matter what they say. Yeah, I'm fine. I ordered some tacos, and on the way home, I tasted one that was spicy as fuck, and it was supposed to be spicy. I've had stomach cramps all day. And man, look, just take care of it, please. I gotta hit the John, because I'm about to have a situation. Thanks. What the what the?
A true classic never goes out of style.
Did you glue my ass to the toilet seat?
I kick your fucking teeth in.
Curse of Chucky, let's go! This movie alone has one of the most interesting stories of my lifetime, dealing with this movie. This film was in development back in 2008. They marketed this film as a remake, and you can go through the history of its production and find that it was supposed to be a true remake, way before the Child's Play reboot actually happened. Now what's funny about the story is, way back in 2013, I gotta take you way back, this was way before I delved into the internet a whole lot. For guys who don't know, I'll make this quick. I was a very late bloomer in terms of technology. I didn't have a cell phone until I was 18, 19 years old. I'm 30 now. I didn't use the internet regularly until about 2015, 2016. This is a true story. The marketing of this movie had me believing this was an actual reboot, taking place somewhere in a different timeline, a different story, new characters, kind of a start from scratch kind of thing. New Chucky design, the whole 9 yards, right? And there's a scene in the film which I will talk about right now that I've always held in very high regard. The scene is where Barbara is up in the attic and she finds Chucky. Now, to the general public, this may not happen to you. The only thing I had was the trailer, word around town, word of mouth. I thought it was the sickest fucking twist I've seen in a while. Barbara's up in the attic, she finds Chucky, and Chucky's just standing there stagnant, right? Just fucking staring like a doll. And she starts peeling the fucking makeup off. The reason that's so important is because the twist of the film to me is that they led everybody to believe, or at least me, that this was a reboot film, not a sequel. But once you started taking that makeup off, guess what? Boom, the old switcheroo. This is a sequel. They're going to carry on the story. I've always really enjoyed this film. I love how they left that Seed of Chucky shit in the back burner. They got back to a nice, gritty, Child's Play movie. Is it perfect? No. I definitely don't like it as much as I did back in the day, even though I still can enjoy this movie. The movie has its problems, which I'll get into. When Cult of Chucky came out years ago, I would fight someone to the death verbally that Curse of Chucky is better than Cult of Chucky. Because at the time, I did not like the aspect or the idea of having multiple Chucky identities out there. You know, I wasn't a fan of that. I knew it would happen eventually, but once I saw Cult, I was like, okay, you know what? This isn't so bad. In recent years, this has been probably the last 2 or 3 years, which I finally decided that Cult, in my opinion, is a better film than Curse of Chucky. But Curse of Chucky is leaps and fucking bounds better than Seed of Chucky. I'll take this shit all day. It was a step in the right direction for the franchise. I don't believe they could have did anything worthwhile taking place directly after Seed of Chucky. It was nice to have them try to make Chucky scary again. Do I feel like this is a scary movie? No. But I do like the dark atmosphere around it. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a movie review. We are here to rank these kills. Now I have chopped this up to just 7 kills because there's some I left off and there's some I just grouped together. But if you guys are ready for this, my number 1 is Father Martinez's death. Father Martinez +2. Now I love this kill so much. The kill itself is awesome, but the build up is still edgy and cool. It's so dark because in the film, the first time I watched it, I was like, no. Because the movie leads you to believe that Chucky accidentally poisoned the little girl's soup instead of anybody else's. I fall for it? No. I didn't think that little girl was going to die like that. Now I thought maybe it could have been a possibility and they played upon that, like maybe she got poisoned and she went to the hospital taking some of the family out of the equation for a while, have them at the hospital, have the remainder in the house so Chuck can kill them off, some shit like that. But no, we find out it's the father. Well, fuck. There goes my light. The father's car crash in the scene is just fucking brutal. One thing about this scene, they really upped the kills in terms of practical effects and stuff. The car crash is just hideous alone. By having the father's neck being held together by fucking metal, they move the metal, and then his neck just fucking tears off, and he is decapitated. And his head just fucking rolls down, and everybody's like, oh my god! And then you got the +2 from the other side of the equation who got hit by the father. Best fucking kill in this movie. I will argue that for the next 3,000 fucking years. Probably the best moment of the fucking film. Coming in on my number 2 is Ian Pierce. Ian. This guy's knowledge was way ahead of his time. He knew his old lady was fucking the babysitter. He knew it. Barbara's gonna try to play, oh, I ain't fucking nobody else. You're fucking paranoid. You're a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. Nah, my man knew. He knew. He already knew. But Ian's death in this, God. When Chucky takes that axe to his mouth and his jaw just comes off and you see his big ass tongue just dangling there like, yeah. That's some pretty radical shit right there. Again, in terms of upping the ante and the quality of these kills with the practical effects and stuff and how they do it and how it's executed, this is pretty fucking raw. It's fucking raw. Coming in on my number 3 is Barbara. They're coming for you, Barbara. Barbara as a character, fuck this bitch. Fuck her. Fuck her and Sarah, the mother. Which, truth be told, the mom Sarah is kind of a fox. I probably say some things, but YouTube probably won't let me get away with it. I mentioned the scene that just had me in hurdles back in the day. About the twist being like, hey, this is not a reboot, it's a fucking sequel. And she's peeling off that shit. I love this actor, the actor who plays Barbara. She actually voices Freya in God of War, and I'm a huge fucking God of War fan. I'm a fanatic. Boy! This kill right here in general is just like, it was cool. It's pretty gruesome watching Barbara getting her fucking eye impaled by a giant ass butcher knife. And then Chucky just having the sense of humor of just rolling that shit down the hill to Nika. And she's like, oh my god! And then here comes Barbara's body rolling down. I do like Chucky's dialogue previous to the kill as well, because it really contributes to the story. One thing about this movie is it goes back to the OG. You gotta think, up to this point, none of them has done that. Until this moment. Then you get that classic Chucky line.
You have your mother's eyes. Too fucking close together!
Some nice dialogue by Chucky. Especially given the context of everything. Coming in at my number 4 is Jill. Say what you want to about Jill. I felt like Jill's character in this movie was just eye candy for the most part. And she was just part of the subplot of fucking Barbara behind Ian's back. I wasn't really interested in the storyline with her. I'm not bagging the actor in any way. I thought she did well. I thought it was fine. But I feel like if you take her character out, the movie really doesn't change. And that's always a bad thing to me. So this is right after the reveal of Chucky, where you get his first line of the film.
You fucking should be.
And her kill is pretty brutal. I think Jill's death has just enough oomph to make me go, ooh, shit, that was rough. You're fucked, buddy. And the performance and the practical effects are actually being electrocuted. Because, you know, a lot of people in films would be like, ah, you know, screaming the fucking head off. She was like legit stuck in place, couldn't move because she was being electrocuted. Mixed with the emotions of being terrified by seeing Chucky come to life, this terrifying doll. And fear that you're knowing that you're being electrocuted and you're about to die. And let's not forget the money shot when she falls down.
Oh my god!
Don't fucking ban me, YouTube. I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Coming in at my number 5 is Officer Staton's death. It was real cool seeing Tiffany back. I feel like this movie tried to detour any expectations ones might have about it. Oh, this is a reboot. Nope, it's a sequel. Okay, we're ignoring Glenn or Glenda and Tiffany and all them. Nope. Tiffany Valentine is such a lovable character anyway. I've always loved her up until the TV show. She has some good moments in the TV show, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's just a huge disconnect of that fucking fox of a character with her first performance in Bride of Chucky. Originally, she was just like this baddie goth girl who just had this dark side, and she fiended for Chucky because he was a serial killer in the darkness that had this combination of like a weird, corrupted love-hate relationship with everything. But nowadays, it's pure overacting and fucking stupidity. And I mean literally stupidity. Like the brain cells are gone. But anyway, when I first watched this 11 years ago, I enjoyed seeing Tiffany back. Coming in at my number 6 is Alice's grandmother's death. A post-credit scene. Now there ain't much to this. It just shows her being suffocated with the bag. It's a blink and you miss it kind of scene. I still feel like it was a great way to end the movie with that post-credit scene. Just to really ensure you that the carnage is not over. And coming in last place, my number 7, is Sarah Pierce. I have a lot to say about this kill. Not only is it off screen, this is the most misused character of the franchise. That's why it's my last entry. So we find out that Sarah Pierce was kidnapped by Charles Lee Ray. And this whole thing goes back to a flashback scene, which goes into the opening of the original Child's Play movie back in 1988, right? Fucking genius. I love that. I love that concept. This woman got captured, Charles killed her husband, became man of the house, had her tied up, had a baby and shit. I didn't necessarily like the context of why Charles did that. Like him capturing this girl, and that's the reason why he was doing that, but I mean, whatever. I thought he was on the run because he was a fucking serial killer. Not having some fucking blonde bimbo tied up in the fucking basement somewhere. But anyway, none the who. Can't change it, we're here, right? I still love the fact that we went back to the OG and explored that territory a little bit more. And you get Brad Dourif back as Charles Lee Ray. How badass is that? But to have her character come in these flashbacks and play such a crucial part of why Chucky became Chucky, how Charles got killed, and everything intertwining with each other. This movie actually makes it feel like it all comes full circle, right? And in a sense it does. But by putting Sarah up on that pedestal to be that person, now she has such great importance. And now here we are in this movie so many years later, where we find out about Nika and Barbara and all them. I just personally don't feel like Sarah is the character that you should kill off screen in this fucking movie. She's too important to the substance of what you're trying to sell to the audience. You understand what I'm saying? For the first time in history, up until this point in this franchise, you explored events before the events of the original Child's Play. You painted the whole picture, let the whole world know what happened, start to finish. But yet this girl who survived Charles Lee Ray was just killed off screen. Like, come on, guys. Like, what the fuck is going on? I feel like you really missed a huge opportunity to further this story, because beyond this movie, this story doesn't go anywhere. Once you get in the cult and the TV series, this is out the window for the most part. Yeah, I think her death is very disappointing. There's nothing to the kill. I mean, she's just fucking laying there in a pool of blood with a knife in her. We don't get to see it, but they really should have built upon her character throughout the entire movie and they killed her at the end. That's just my opinion. But guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for taking part of your day to kick it with me. You know I appreciate it. Till I see you next time in Cult of Chucky, where things get really spicy when it comes to kills in that one. If you guys enjoy this, we have a whole Patreon with exclusive content never before seen and that would never be on YouTube. We kick back, we have a good time on there. Feel free to join us. Till next time, guys, love you all. Adios.